Om Namah Shivaya. Hi friends, how are you? In this video we are talking about the ventricular systole. This is the second part of phases of cardiac cycle. Okay, coming to the topic ventricular systole. The phase of ventricular systole is divided into two parts, phase of isovolumetric contraction and the second one phase of ejection. First, phase of isovolumetric contraction. Appearance of QRS complex in the ECG heralds the onset of the systole. This phase, that means phase of isovolumetric contraction phase, starts with the closure of mitral valve and ends with the opening of the aortic valve. That means this phase exists between the starting of the mitral valve closure and ending with the opening of the aortic valve. Thus, ventricular volume remains same throughout this phase. In spite of force of contraction, ventricular size apparently remains same. Therefore, this phase is called as isovolumetric contraction phase. Next, what are the major events in this phase? This phase starts from the peak of QRS complex in ECG. First heart sound appears in phonocardiogram. The ventricular pressure rises abruptly from 0 to 80 mmHg in left ventricle and 0 to 8 mmHg in right ventricle. See here guys, pressure difference in left and right ventricle. In right only 8 but in left ventricle 80. Ventricular volume does not change and aortic blood flow is nil. This phase, isovolumetric contraction phase, ends with the opening of the semilunar valves when ventricular pressure exceeds the aortic pressure. Next, phase of ventricular rejection. Opening of the aortic valve marks the onset of the phase of ejection. This phase is further divided into two parts. Phase of rapid ejection, it is lesser duration, and the phase of reduced ejection, it is longer duration. The phase of rapid ejection is differentiated from the phase of reduced ejection by two important features. First one is quick increase in ventricular and aortic pressures, and the second important feature is a greater decrease in ventricular volume that occurs due to abrupt increase in aortic volume flow, aortic blood flow. We call that ventricular output. Next, rapid ejection phase. During isovolumetric contraction phase, enough tension builds up in the ventricular valve. Therefore, with the opening of the aortic valve, aortic blood flow will increases abruptly and the blood is ejected forcefully into the aorta from left ventricle. Similarly, blood ejected from the right ventricle sharply increases the flow in the pulmonary trunk. The ventricular pressure continues to rise sharply. Aortic pressure also increases sharply, but this aortic pressure remains below the ventricular pressure almost throughout this phase. That means almost throughout this rapid ejection phase, aortic pressure is less than the ventricular pressure. A large amount of ventricular volume is emptied rapidly in this phase that causes a steep fall in ventricular volume curve. The atrial pressure decreases sharply at the beginning of the rapid ejection phase due to descent of the base of the heart and stretch of the atria that occurs due to the strong ventricular contraction. However, atrial pressure rises slowly after the initial fall due to venous return. C wave is produced in the jugular venous pressure curve in the early part of the rapid ejection due to impact of common carotid artery with the adjacent jugular vein and also due to bulging of the closer tricuspid valve in the atrial chamber. See here what are the important events in the rapid ejection phase. This phase starts with opening of aortic valve, steep increase in aortic blood flow, steep fall in ventricular volume, ventricular pressure rises further, Next, aortic pressure also increases but just below the ventricular pressure. Atrial pressure falls in the early part but slowly increases thereafter. The C wave is produced in jugular venous pressure. This rapid ejection phase corresponds to ST segment in the ECG. Okay, these are the important events in the rapid ejection phase. Next, reduced ejection phase. This is the longer phase of ventricular systole during which both ventricle and aortic pressure decreases. In this rapid ejection phase, both ventricular and aortic pressure decreases. Aortic pressure declines due to runoff of blood from the aorta to the periphery that exceeds ventricular output. The aortic pressure exceeds the left ventricular pressure in this phase. In fact, reduced ejection phase begins at the aortic pressure exceeds the left ventricular pressure in this reduced ejection phase. In fact, reduced ejection phase begins at about the time when the aortic pressure slowly exceeds the left ventricular pressure. Stored potential energy in the stretched arterial wall contributes to the alteration in ventricular aortic pressure gradient. In spite of this change in pressure gradient, blood flow continues from ventricle into the aorta due to the moment of forward flow of blood caused during the rapid ejection phase. This keeps the aortic valve open. However, the aortic flow is significantly reduced in this phase. Ventricular volume continues to decrease and reaches the end systolic volume at the end of this phase. Ventricular volume continues to decrease and reaches the end systolic volume at the end of this phase. And next, what are the important events in reduced ejection phase? Ventricular and aortic pressure decreases, but aortic pressure exceeds the ventricular pressure. Aortic blood flow is greatly decreased. Ventricular volume is further decreased. Atrial pressure continues to increase slowly due to blood returning to atria. T wave in ECG appears in this phase. The phase ends with the closure of aortic wall. That means this reduced ejection phase ends with closure of aortic wall. Next, say this cycle. What happens in atrial systole and what happens in isovolumetric contraction and ejection. First, about atrial systole. In atrial systole, atrium pumping blood into ventricle, ventricular size increases, atrial size decreases. That means in atrial systole, blood flows from the atrium to ventricle and this causes the decrease in atrium size, increase in ventricular size. Next, what happens in ventricular systole? It is of two parts. First, isovolumetric contraction part and next is ejection part. First, about isovolumetric contraction. In this phase, all valves are closed, no change in chamber size. Next, ejection phase. What happens in ejection phase? Aortic and pulmonary valves are open, AV valves closed, ventricular size decreases due to ejection. Aortic and pulmonary valves open, AV valves closed, ventricular size decreases due to ejection. Okay, and we continue this phases of cardiac cycle about the ventricular diastole. Don't miss that. If you like my explanation, please like, share and don't forget to subscribe and don't miss the notifications. Thanks for watching.